founder of Worldwide Hip Hop Hall of Fame Museum, Crossroads. And I'm not gonna get off into that. But Drewski, I think you owe me, bro. I think you owe me something. Y'all in Atlanta be trying to steal ideas, and all these ideas that I started right here, uh, people in Atlanta are mimicking, especially their hip hop museum. So they're worldwide. Everybody wanna take the worldwide. That's the worldwide logo on that right there. You probably can't see it, but you see it worldwide again right here on Worldwide Hip Hop Hall of Fame. But it ain't about that right now. We going off into a little gaming. And I ain't talking about that kind of gaming. I'm talking about NBA basketball, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about NBA basketball. Okay, check this out now. I am not a professional sportscaster. I am not a professional sports journalist. I am not nothing professional when it comes to sports. As of today, never have been. I've played sports before. I watch sports. I love sports. I was good in sports, but I am not a professional. Never have been a professional. Never made to the professional level. I am a journalist, but I don't work as a journalist. I'm retired. Never have worked as a journalist on a professional level in the, how you said, not blue collar, but white collar level. Never worked as a journalist. But on a blue collar level, not even the blue collar level, because I was independent. Street Masters magazine, let's start right there, besides rapping and all that. So, born in 1967, I grew up on Larry Bird, and, forgive me because, my mind go in and out every now and then. I do have MS, so don't try to say I'm dumb and stupid, but Larry Bird, Dr. J, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Robert Parrish, just to name a few people, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, on up, Magic Johnson, you know what I'm saying? And Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumas, Bill Laimbeer, it's a lot of people that I can name. Vinny the Microwave, Dennis Rodman. You feel me? So, the bad boys. So anyway, y'all done seen that. Obviously, and just a minute, let me get this right. Obviously, I am, since I said it, I am obviously a fan of NBA basketball. That means I am also a fan of NBA 2K. You feel me? So by me being a fan of NBA basketball, growing up playing all the video games and Atari, Nintendo, because I think I probably played Sega Genesis a few times. Never owned a Sega Genesis, but I've owned a Nintendo, and PlayStation, and an Atari. So I have owned those games. I have never owned an Atari. Somebody gave me one, and I didn't really like it then because I grew up playing it, with my friends. So, not saying I ain't like it in that way, but as I got older, it kind of grew out of style because new video games came in. I was hanging out in the I don't know what you call it, arcade all the time, playing video games, putting quarters in them and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, when I lived in Memphis, we used to go to the skating ring at Hoganot's and out in Fraser, going towards Fraser, out Watkins, and we used to go to the skating ring, and there used to be I ain't gonna lie, the people used to get their food stamps and they used to go over there to the grocery store, and the skate ring was right over there by the grocery store, or the grocery store was by the skating ring. And there was a lot of it got closed down. And then the whole shopping center over there got closed down. But anyway, back to the basketball. The reason why I'm on here is because why is no one talking about? See, they always talking about, and see, I can show you right here. I'm gonna show you right here, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. Go a little history first, and you may not believe me, but if you know this person I'm talking about, you can ask me, he'll tell you something, okay? And that probably will solidify my story. But one of my friends, best friends, used to play for the Detroit Pistons, the bad boys. You know what I'm saying? And it was probably a short to medium career, but he played for the bad boys. One of my friends, right? And y'all know I was born born in Detroit, and I didn't leave Detroit until blah 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 blah. I was about 11, and then came back, and then left again at 14, and I ain't moved back. I used to visit every now and then, but I think I was 35, something like that. And then I come back again, I think in my 40s, and then I come back again in my 50s. So stuff like that. So, but it's my hometown. But I lived in Memphis for 35 years, 35, 40 years, from 14 on up. So point is, that was my home base. So I met William Bedford there. I was introduced to William Bedford there. I was a little hooper. And them folks used to talk about, it used to be this big old tall dude. And he probably like, man, these little dudes, man, they some bad little bloods, but they tough, they blah, blah, blah. And you know what I'm saying? They be hooping though. They be hooping every day, all day. So why don't you come down there and play with them? Man, dude was my idol, bro. Dude came down there and played with us, this big old tall boy. And I'm gonna tell you how tall he was by showing you on my NBA 2K what I've been doing a long time. I've been doing this for years, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for years, right? This is who and how I play when I play NBA 2K. But using my favorite team and talking about one of my best friends or a player that I looked up to, you know what I'm saying, I like to see when he played basketball in the university. It wasn't a university at the time, but it was college still. And the coach name was Larry Finch. No, was it Larry Finch? I think it was Larry Finch. I think the coach was Larry Finch. Yeah, the coach was Larry Finch. Okay. No, it wasn't Larry Finch? I think it was. Okay, Larry Finch, y'all. All right. Now, you see that man right there for the Detroit Pistons? How tall is he? So, I've been playing with people 7'2". You feel me? I've been playing with people 7 feet 2. Now you say, man, this ain't NBA 2K, blah, blah, blah. Man, I don't want to hear that. I'm going to tell you something. You could be playing NBA 2K and end up playing with LeBron one day because he might think he called on the game. Or Bronny might think he called on the game. And he got all that money and bought all them VCs, got all the tattoos on them and all this and that stuff, the hairstyle, everything. And probably looked like himself in the game, walking through the game, and got his name and everything. But guess what? It could be the real Bronny playing against you. So I be thinking they be cheating sometime on the game. And if you beating them, the whole system just start all over or something, or they won't call your calls or whatever, your files. They'll be filing you and they won't call it. And they'll call a foul on you. And then, you know what I'm saying, try to slow the game down, stuff like that. And I'd be like, man, they cheating, man. They cheat. But they ain't never been able to stop me. They ain't never been able to stop me. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm down there clowning with these boys. Clowning on everybody's squad. I'm going undefeated. I'm getting I'm breaking all the records. You know what I'm saying? All of them. All of your day records, your records, the NBA records, you know what I'm saying? Online, I'm breaking them. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could break them in real life. Got another story for you, but it probably ain't that. Well, I can tell you, it's got something to do with John Calipari, but I'll tell you about that later too, some other time. Anyway, I met him too. But anyway, Detroit went out and got a 7-footer. Forgive me if I can't remember his name. Forgive me if I can't remember his name right now. But I'm just going to get on here to say they got a 7-footer, right? And they also got a guard, or might be a shooting guard too, because they be running, boy. He be running, throwing them layups and everything. Man, he cold. You know what I'm saying? And they got rid of Isaiah Stewart, and they got 3 second-round draft picks, future second-round draft picks from the Memphis Grizzlies. So Isaiah Stewart went to the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies gave the Pistons 3 second-round draft picks, right? And the Pistons used 2 of them to get this little guard. This. He probably ain't that little. He look like he about 6'5". He might be 6'6". But he look like he about 6'5", 6'6", but he can stoop down and run, man, and jump. He got leaping abilities and all that. He got 3-point abilities, you know what I'm saying? And he got defense. You feel me? So that's a threat back there in the backcourt with Cunningham. That's just like an Isaiah Thomas and a Joe Dumars, and squad right together. A duo. I told y'all I got MS, so forgive me, y'all. But a duo. Why ain't nobody talking about this? Okay. They talking about it, but not like how I'm talking about it right now, because what I'm trying to show you is what we got right now. We got a dynasty. You know what I'm saying? If they don't trade nobody else, that's the point. Because you got a 7-footer. You didn't say who else you got on the Pistons. Ain't nobody talking about who else on the Pistons squad. All they talking about is, they ain't even said nothing about it, Short Thompson. I bet Short Thompson saying, shh, don't say my name. Don't say my name. They ain't say nothing about me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in this. And that's true. He ain't in this. But what I wish they could do is is go get his brother. Now, both of them be on the Detroit squad. Now, that'll be something. But nah, y'all wasn't thinking about that. Y'all wasn't thinking about that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Check this out. Y'all gonna end up owing me some money. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all gonna try to run with it. But that's all right. Now, back on my 7-footer for the Pistons. Back on my 7-footer for the Pistons, baby. You know what I'm saying? With the 7-footer and the guard to accompany Cunningham. That's what everybody's saying. And then they being negative when it comes to Jason Duren. Now, I'm gonna be honest, Jason Duren, I'm gonna be honest. They give you a pat on the back. They ain't even give you that. And you, I wouldn't be, I ain't mad at you for being mad at them about it, but you gotta be a man about it. Cause you're a big man, you know what I'm saying? So and I'm a little man. So, and then we done seen you on your little crib and everything. And man, you doing good, man. God blessing you, bro. So just don't try to go for, no, that's a short Thompson. Duren, listen, I'm sorry, Thompson. Duren, listen. They saying you made it, you know, to like NBA All-Star, you know, team or whatever. And they said, but you like the third string or something like that. So they saying that ain't really nothing. They feel like you could have did better. And they feel like, you know what I'm saying, you lack in one area. So they say you probably need to pick it up a little bit. They do applaud you, but they feel like you can do better. And I'm like, man, that was cold blood. That was rough, y'all. That was rough, you know. And then they say that he don't deserve $40 million. If he come talking about he want $40 million, 3, 4, 5 years, And I'm like, ooh. To talk about somebody's finances is another thing. You know what I'm saying? And a contract too. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, ooh. So I wouldn't get mad, Dorian. I wouldn't get mad. I gonna make a deal with these fools. Oh, y'all got this big man? Huh? Y'all got the big man? Y'all got the big man, huh? So since y'all got the big man to come accompany me, because you know he knew I'm cold. I just made NBA third string, all you know what I mean? All-star team or whatever. I'm cold. Now, I ain't getting big-headed about it, but at least I know dude gonna come in and look up to me. He gonna be want to vibe and see if I like the ball like he like the ball. Oh, yeah, big man, come on. We gonna alley-oop each other, everything. We gonna share rebounds. We gonna share blocks, everything. We gonna get this money. I see, that's how you gotta be thinking. Cause see, it's all about the big men. But I mean, it's mainly about the team. But everybody saying, everybody knowing, it's all about the big man. We had a backcourt. Now, I mean, I don't know. I maybe would have kept Ivy, but Ivy gone. You know what I'm saying? I maybe would have kept Ivy, but Ivy gone. But it look like we got a new guy coming in. And he looked bigger than Ivy and faster than Ivy. And looked like he liked to shoot that jump throughout the whole game. Stamina. So what I'm saying, how come ain't nobody talking about we need to keep Jason Duren? We need to go back and talk about, you know what I'm saying, renegotiate the contract with them. We need to quit getting online talking about what they gonna do about Jason Duren and where Jason Duren gonna go. And I ain't talking about podcasters and bloggers. I'm talking about you sports announcers. Y'all a trip. Y'all a trip. Y'all ain't nothing. Y'all put that man down so bad. It was the sports announcers. I ain't hear no coaches or no players come out and say that at all. It was the sports announcers. Y'all, that's all right. Cause the bad boys gonna show y'all. Ain't that right, Jason Duren? I got that did.